Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dinda Rasya Fisabilillah. You can call me Chacha. My student number is 123221073. So here are some facts about me before we start our presentation. I actually an introvert in disguise, and I watch too much cartoons, and I had zero friends during COVID. So this is how I survive. This is what makes me survive during those days. So yeah, I watched too many Disney movies during COVID, and I even found some good movies that don't receive the recognition that they deserve. So here's my presentation of the reasons to watch Disney's underrated movies with recommendations. First things first, the definition of underrated. What is underrated actually? It's an adjective of something that is not rated or valued highly enough. Next, why do I choose these underrated movies that I'm about to recommend? Actually, I had quite a hard time choosing top three of my favorites since there were so many great underrated movies. So, so back to topic. The movies that I chose are low-key great for young adults. They have cool storylines, and basically, these are just my favorites. Period. The reason why I chose Disney it's because I love Disney movies so much. They got valuable lessons, the best ones to watch with the whole family. They also got great songs with meaningful lyrics and magical tunes. And the last one is Disney movies are so calming in some ways. They can be the perfect therapy after a long, exhausting day. And here are some of my recommendations for the Disney's underrated movies. There's Atlantis: The Lost Empire, which released in 2001, and then The Aristocats, released in 1970, and my most favorite one, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, released in 1996. Here's my first movie recommendation. This movie is about Milo, a museum cartographer who joins a group of daredevil explorers to find the lost empire of Atlantis. He met Kida, the princess of Atlantis, and she became his love interest in the end. About the movie, it's rated PG with 49% ratings from Rotten Tomatoes website, quite low for a Disney movie. And they only made $186.1 million out of 90 to $120 million budget, which is also considered lower than the other Disney movies. Here are the characters. There are Gaten Moliere, a soil professionalist. He knows everything about every kinds of soil. Audrey Ramirez, a young girl who builds and fixes all kinds of machinery. Vinnie Santorini, a master of explosions. Joshua Sweet, a charming and wise doctor. There's Kida, the princess of Atlantis. Milo James Thatch, the main character. And these are the villains, Rourke and Helga Sinclair. They want to exploit Atlantis, so they betrayed the whole team. My personal ratings for the plot is 8 out of 10 because the plot is a little too fast paced and some of the interesting details aren't really explained. For the characters are also 8 out of 10. Of course, they got some unique and recognizable characters, but there's lack of character improvements. And For me, the overall enjoyment was 9 out of 10. There are some parts that are too difficult for children to understand, but it's cool once you get it. The second movie is for my friends who likes cat, the Aristocats. It is about a family of cat who lives with their wealthy owner and about to be the only heir for her wealth, but their mean butler overheard it and wanted to get rid of them. So they have to go on an adventure to go home. And about the movie, it is rated G general audience with 63% ratings from Rotten Tomatoes. It is higher than the first one that I recommended, but still it's a low number. It is also considered as a Disney Classics aka vintage movie. So here are the characters. The kittens from left to right are Mary, Toulouse, and Berlioz. And on the right is their mother, Duchess, and her love interest, Thomas O'Malley, who became their kind stepfather in the end. On the bottom is Edgar, the mean butler of Madame Adelaide, the wealthy owner of the cats. My personal rating for the plot is 8 out of 10. It got a slower paced movie, great movie for a lazy morning. And for the cats, I give them 100 out of 10. They're all adorable with cute personalities. I really love them for the entire movie. And for the songs, I give it 8 out of 10. The movie got cute and catchy songs, and sometimes I would find myself sing the songs in random occasions. And the last but not least, I saved the best for the last, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. It is about Paris life when the gypsy people was despised by the Parisian. The main character was Quasimodo, who is actually a gypsy, but he was raised by the mean judge Frollo inside the tower of Notre Dame chapel and was not allowed to go out. Then one day he met Esmeralda, a beautiful gypsy girl, and that is when Quasimodo's life is about to change. About the movie, it is considered as an R-rated G movie because there are some parts that is too dark for children, and it has a 71% ratings from Rotten Tomatoes, and it's based on Victor Hugo's book with the same title. The characters are Quasimodo, the main character, and Esmeralda and Phoebus, and the villain Judge Claude Frollo. For my personal ratings, the plot is 8.5 out of 10. The movie has a clear and interesting plot for me, and the meaning is 9 out of 10. The meaning is 9 out of 10. It has so many meaningful messages behind this movie. And for the songs is for me it's 10 out of 10. They got the best villain song and the overall songs in the movie are just masterpieces. So, I think that is all for my presentation. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you like my recommendations. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.